Welcome to my live stream. Susan Winter here. Thank you, all of my wonderful followers who follow me as I go all over the world. And today I am in a hotel room and positioned as best I can in front of a window where it's raining madly and a couple of lights because I didn't want to bring my lighting equipment with me. Jillian, hello and thank you. Bea and Gwyneth, my fabulous moderators. Today, my discussion is on the newest dating term. One more for us. Delicate dumping. What is it? What does it mean? Know the hallmarks, because whether you're dating somebody or you're in a relationship, it could be happening to you. Before I begin, let me just say hi to Bea, to Gwyneth, to Kylie is here. I had a question by a lady before, but she left. Everyone is here. Love to see you. Katarina is here. Thank you, everyone. So here's what, Carrie is here. Here's what delicate dumping is. I know it sounds at face value like really thoughtful and careful and logical backpedaling, right? It's just the opposite. And we all know what it feels like. I have used my own terms for things like this in the past, but it is becoming a trend. And that's why I'm talking about it today. We all know that most of us have begged for closure. We're not getting closure. And that is what is so difficult about a relationship ending. You don't know what happened. You don't have a platform to come in and argue for the continuance. And so many people erroneously assume that they lacked attraction, but it could have been dozens of other things, that they were never really available, that they lied, that they were a player, that they were always seeing somebody on the side, that, you just don't know what it is. And so people, of course, take it very personally. Here is what delicate dumping is. It is the slow, incremental backpedaling and distancing between the partner you are dating or your mate and yourself. It is, in a relationship, what I would define as a chronic lack of effort. Your gas tank is on empty. And what will happen in normal human beings, the first response, rather than us distancing, because that's kind of game, because you're in an established relationship, is to go to your partner and go, can we get together Friday? What about Saturday? What do you think about this? So they will be slowly pulling away. Here is what they begin to do. Whether you're dating or you're in a partnership, they begin distancing. And the time that you spent with them becomes less and less. Secondarily, in communication, they're very slow on response times. This is all a part of what I call chronic backpedaling. Additionally, here's another way we distance. And if you've been trying to dump a friend, or there's somebody in your circle that you don't want to be that close to, you will begin to exclude personal information, especially with we females. Females, we tend to feel close to somebody when we know about them. So the closer we are to you, the more we reveal about ourselves. And the way that you can distance a person is to give them less and less personal information, right? So your partner or your date just doesn't tell you these things. And you used to talk, and now you don't. And you feel it. Or maybe you're the one who's doing it. Another thing is that they don't include you in their future plans. So whereas you used to hear, oh, babe, let's go because, I want to hit the beach and it's getting cool out, or it's warm, let's go here and there up to the mountains. Or, honey, we haven't traveled together for a long time. What are you doing on Saturday? I want to make sure I have an entire day with you. That no longer happens. A holiday could be coming up. You don't know. They were always with you. Now you don't know if they'll be with you or not. So future plans are vague. Additionally, again, what I said is in general, there's just a lethargy about them. There is a lack of effort on their part to even try to appease you. And if you're in a relationship, there's no sex. You are not having sex. And they've got a million excuses. They're tired, they worked out too hard, they're not feeling well, they're stressed over work. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? This is called delicate dumping. It's actually, somebody wrote this, so let me go back to the Dora Friend. I'm sorry, the lighting is so bad in here. I've tried my best. I thought it was tiptoeing around the other person, but letting them know we aren't interested, but without sounding harsh. Oh, what I hear now, it's backing off without telling the other person. Yes, ghosting is another aspect of the way that they'll just distance. So this all goes under the blanket of cowardice. When it's happening to you, your first instinct, all of us as humans, is to scramble to get back what was so good that we lost. There was a good time, or you wouldn't be upset by it. There was sweetness, or you wouldn't be upset. You felt close. Maybe you lived with the person. Maybe you're married to the person. I mean, you just feel it disintegrating, and they are not doing a darn thing about it. That is delicate dumping. And here's what they want. They want you to leave them. This is when I've had the phrase that they give you just enough air to breathe, but not enough oxygen to survive. They are hoping to just starve you so that instead of trying to get together with them, or instead of trying to reinvigorate it, they don't have to be the bad guy, the bad girl, the bad person and break up with you. You've heard me say this in different forms before, but when you hear the word today, this has now been coined as the new trend, that instead of telling you honestly, hey, look, it's not working out, or you know what, we really have to talk about this relationship, I think we've grown apart, they're not doing that anymore. They're just backpedaling, tiptoeing back, praying to God that you'll get exhausted with them and that you'll make the first move, okay? Not fair, not kind, not nice. Easy on them. They're a coward. Good for them. And the reason it's working to be a trend right now is because in so much of social media and in so many of the younger generations, we have truly lost the ability to speak honestly and openly. And for those of you establishing relationships, Jillian and everybody else, being Gwyneth, I urge you, I know you all have done it, but if you're new and you're watching this for the first time, I urge you, if you are seeing somebody, sleeping with somebody, in love with somebody, already have a relationship with somebody, if you haven't done it before, establish a rule. We talk. It's cool to talk. We get to share our feelings because it's what you don't know that's happening that is the agony. It's like, would you rather a quick cut or just when you don't know what's going on? Because hope is harmful. Hope makes you think, and then they feel guilty. Somebody had written that before earlier. I feel guilty. I knew the relationship was bad. I tried to backpedal, but he was toxic and I just, whatever. And now I feel guilty and I'm staying in it. But if you are on the other end trying to distance yourself and you are doing the delicate dance, right? The delicate, oh God, what's the name of the thing? Delicate dumping. Got so many notes here. If you're the one doing the delicate dumping, let me tell you what the deal is. You are not helping that partner at all. If you think this is kind, you are so wrong, because you got to pull off the Band-Aid. Just rip it off, because it is, you all know, I call it the thrashing period. Oh God, please, AI, don't stop. Like sometimes I did that in a title, the thrashing period, because it's what I call, it's the time between when you feel it's not working to the time they dump you. But meanwhile, you're asking if things are okay, and they're either gone, they're with their friends, whatever, they've taken a solo trip, you don't know what's going on, and they're affirming everything's okay and giving you just enough tidbits of attention that you begin to feel like, oh, well, it feels weird, but they're telling me it's okay. That's that horrible agony where you're on a tightrope, when you're bouncing between hoping that it's going to be okay and it's just a temporary hiccup, and thinking, oh my God, I know this feeling. Okay. I'm trying to repress it. I'm praying it's not true, but I know it's real. Okay. So it's not kind to the other person. It is kinder to let them go. As I wrote the first person here, a half love, a forced love, is no love at all. You know when somebody's cheating you on the love, that they could be loving you fully and they refuse to, when they're withholding anything. And you know what that feels like. So it's really not kind to do it to somebody else. Now, I have yacked enough. I'm going to try. Good Lord, I wish there was the one day it's absolutely great. The sun was gorgeous yesterday, and who knows, the sun may come back. Let me ask your question. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what's going on right now. If you got a question for me, I'm going to read it. If you really want to make sure that I see it, put it in super chat. Okay, and then I'm going to tell you how you handle this if you're on the other end of it. All right. I wish I knew better. It dragged on for months. Aura, I'm not sure, I didn't catch the beginning of it. My intuition agrees with you, but he totally disagrees. Aristia, I'm not sure what the beginning of that was. I'm guessing that what you're talking about is that your partner is denying that they're pulling away. And of course they will. But when you feel it and you know it, okay, so we are getting into the solution now. That's actually, you don't come here to just hear about the problems. You really come to hear about the solution. So what we need to do is talk about what you do next. Tell your partner, it's okay to tell me the truth. Put on your big girl, big boy, big person pants and just stand there and take it, because I know it's going to hurt, but you're going to have to give them permission to tell you what they are terrified to say. Remember, people don't tell us the truth because they're terrified of our reaction. They don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to have you emotionally spew on them like a volcano. They are looking to escape the trauma they've created because they're basically selfish and fearful. And they don't know how to stand up and just tell you the way it is. It's horrible to fire a friend. It's horrible to break up with a person. But actually what happens is, before the breakups ever occur, there is most commonly in an established relationship a diminishment of all that's good. It's just like less and less and less good. And y'all know it. You're not fooling anybody. Okay, so let me read what some of you have to say here. Oh, Nafthuza, I recognize you from this. Hello, my dear. How are you doing? I'm guilty of gentle dumping, slow fade combo, only in dating phase. When I realize the person is unstable and breaking up can backfire on me. Safety net. Okay, here's an exception. There are so many times, this is a discernment, and this is a really good part. Shush. That's on vibrate. Okay. There are so many times when we would like to be truthful, but for us, given a disposition of somebody who is volcanic, impulsive, has temper tantrums, given that kind of response, you are right. It is always with all of these general bits of information that I give you. Remember, I'm doing the overview with as many detailed possibilities as I can get into our time frame. But only you know how to play it out. With dates, you don't have that much invested in them. Basically, all these people want to know is, are you in or are you out? And there are people whose egos are so fragile that they will punish you for not finding them interesting or attractive or sexy, or that you want to be with them. I've gone through this. I've had men just give me a verbal lashing, and depending upon your disposition and how you want to handle it, you can be gracious and say, well, I'm really sorry, at least I'm glad that we know where we stand. Or you can get off the phone, or you can walk away, or you can do whatever. But It's a judgment call, okay? And I do appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. Okay, where are we now? Oh, gosh. I'm going through this now. I've been so confused as to what they want. Oh, man, we never ask what they want. We ask what you want. It's not me, it's you. Okay. And he will not tell me yes or no. And I'm at the point where I'm just looking to know if that's right or fair. He is doing exactly what I said. He is starving you of information. He's if you're in that nebulous thing where they're not releasing you, why are you waiting for them to release you? You're not comfortable. You're jumping on a live show in the middle of the day or wherever it is late at night for you. And you're writing this because you're in pain. You're not writing this because you're happy. Hey, Susan, just wanted to say hi. Love the live show. You're in pain. You've got to honor yourself. You know, if our partner is not making it better and not trying to work with us, why are we there? Why are we there? Relationships are supposed to make us happy, not miserable. Don't be afraid. If they're not giving you the attention, they're not talking to you, they're not working with you, you don't have to keep enduring that. Don't wait for them to release you. Now, they basically set you up to do it. You know that. They've set you up to leave them. So it doesn't matter, okay? Then we said, I would rather somebody be up front than just beat around the bush. Yeah. It hurts. It's never going to feel good, but we need that. Okay. I think, oh, wait, I missed this door fan. Okay. Or they think this way hurts less. Yeah, some people do. They think slowly pulling away that you'll get over them. And I suppose it depends upon the amount of involvement between the two of you. If you were casually dating and you didn't have much at stake, then yeah, maybe it's fine that they pull away and you just go, oh, what next? But if you are a highly sensitive person, if you are an empath, I mean, it's going to be really hard for you to not see this. So men don't like burning bridges and closing doors. True, true. If they've had sex once, they may want to get there again. They don't like being the one who ends things. They feel better when the woman does this. Yeah, I know. I know. Knowing that, then you are forewarned. And this is why I always had, remember, but my partners were younger and I thought I'm pretty sure they don't know what they're doing. So let me try and provide an infrastructure for us to at least have a healthy relationship. So I let it be known very clearly that I encourage you to talk to me, or we will develop problems. And if there's a problem, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to fix it if you don't talk to me. And if there's something I'm doing or not doing, I need to know that. And I would like to have the freedom to tell you too. Are you okay with that? I think it just works a lot better. Let's try it and see. Okay? Gwyneth. E.T., hi. How are you doing? Let's see. Holly Foster. Okay, you're all talking to each other. Hi, Alyssa. How are you doing? I think I recently did this, not intentionally, but because I wasn't completely sure what it is. You didn't sound terribly invested. This is not like somebody you were with for 6 or 8 months. A lot of this depends upon context, okay? And again, what I said to Nathusa, because it is about a judgment call. If you are seeing somebody once or twice, and I mean, we know people don't always take very kindly to hearing, hey, it's just not working for me. You know, but actually, if I like to be done. If I've tried to make a connection with somebody and it's not working, or I find that they are not working enough, or they don't have the skill set, I would just as soon let them be free. And I've shared with you all a number of ways to leave their ego intact. I don't care what they think of me. I want out. If I want out, I want out. But oftentimes, because my social circle is large, I have to negotiate how I am going to say this to preserve their ego so that I can function with ease and comfort as I move in and out of seeing them in public places. So I even go over that I have intros and outros. I mean, you need to if you're just dating and you haven't found somebody that you want to be with yet, okay? Let's see. I've met men interested in me literally getting angry that I don't reciprocate or I am lukewarm, etc. They approached me first, so I sort of get their point of view. But they approached you first, unsolicited. I mean, what did you do? Go like that? I don't think you did. So why should they be offended that they come up to you and you're like, I don't really know. I don't know anything. You know nothing about them. This is the thing. We are not going to feel connected to somebody we know nothing about. I mean, no matter how, I understand that there are some people that all they need to do is look, want, that's enough. Okay? But that's enough for a certain activity. It's not enough for getting involved and staying involved. So I understand that they're interested in you, but that's unfair. That's unfair. I approach you without your permission, chat you up, find that you're not interested, and now my little fragile ego wants to beat you up and punish you because you don't like me. So good that and isn't it interesting that you felt disinterested? And I think you were intuitively picking things up about their potential personality because had you liked them, you wouldn't have seen that fragile, vindictive ego, right? You wouldn't have seen it. But because you immediately responded the way you did, you saw what you would have learned later. Very good. A lot of people like to keep their options open too, rather than ending it. That's right. He said he wants to work on it, then ghosted me for weeks. Aura, come on. You know what that is. Oh, that's horrible. I think crueler than just leaving and crueler than even backpedaling is throwing you a basket of hope and then ghosting you. Like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? It's like, you gave somebody a present, then you take it away. I mean, it's just cruel. I would run. You all, listen, we are involving ourselves with disposition, somebody's disposition. When you see behavior like this, they are who they are. It is very telling how they play. And when you see them play like this, that's what you want? That's what you're praying will love you back? Want you? Really? No. Why would you want that false person who's a coward and actually cruel in being, letting themselves off the hook? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it's torture being at the receiving end. E.T. Hello, my dear. I'm so glad that you're hanging out with Gwyneth and B. And yes, of course it is torture being at the receiving end because you're in limbo. They're not letting you free, but they're not moving forward. And so you're trapped because you are waiting for them to decide. Okay, I know that you've played into their hand of they don't want to make a move, but they want to retain you. They want you in orbit around them. And what are you getting? Do I sound selfish? I think as trying to help all of you, yes, I would ask you all to be a little bit more selfish. But when I say selfish, I mean, be good to yourselves. Any partner that doesn't try to be honest with you is not going to suddenly change and become a better version of themselves later on. Who you are and how you play is who you are and how you play. And I think there is, in love, oftentimes, This false belief that we need to earn their love. I know, I felt that for years. I'm not sure where we get these messages, doesn't even matter. You can do 10 years of digging to find out why or where this happened. Then the question is, okay, now that you know, how are you going to fix it? You have to fix it, right? So to struggle that hard to be loved, do we want or value that human being that would put us through those paces? And I know we've all done it during desperate times, because I wouldn't know what this feels like, nor would I be able to guide you if I hadn't gone there myself, right? So when you're in the midst of it and you feel this person refusing to move forward, but refusing to let you go, and your whole job is to win, to be better, to please them, to do more, be more interesting, more attractive, sexier in bed, whatever, for them, for them, for them, for them. Wow, what programming. Brilliant people do this innately without knowing the game, or they do it because it's straight up game. But it's control, control, control. They get you to jump through hoops to satisfy them to the point that you don't even know who you are anymore. All you know is you got to please them, or your day's not good. Please them to maybe be happy. Please them to make them love you. That is never a love that's real. And you're never going to stop jumping through hoops. It never ends, because they are unable or unwilling to truly love. Truly love. The love that washes over you and just feels warm and cozy and safe. That's the love. Okay, here we go. $10. Again, you lovely, lovely woman. Naftusa. Thank you, my dear. I've noticed another interesting trend: men dating women only to not so gently dump them for women who have met a while back once they reach a certain financial status. This to me is beyond cruel. Okay. Only to not so gently dump. I think she means dump them for women. So you mean they pace their dates according to their economic status? So like they'll hold on to a girl that will always be there for them because they're a big man and have big money, and she wants them and considers them high value. So she'll put up with their nonsense, and then they dump her when they feel that they're of a higher economic status and can get something prettier or nicer. You're talking about a segment of men that I know they exist, and let us be fair, women too. Come on, let's make all people. This happens in every gender, in every dynamic. Straight, gay, everything in between. Come on. There are opportunists. There are people that are dating for agenda. There are people that are dating to just tread water. And there are other people that are dating because they are intentional and they're looking for a committed relationship, or at least while they're with somebody. Even if you're just having sex, I beg all of you, why do you think that just dating somebody casually to, I don't know, have fun, why do you think that comes with no rules? Why do you think that also comes with an out, like a hall pass for not having good behavior? Who told you that? You assumed it. You assumed it. You know why? Because that's what you got. You got that, so you assumed, oh, this is the way it is. That must be the rule for that game. No, doesn't have to be. There are people that have lovers that are casual, that they have agreements with, that treat each other with respect and kindness. It's for those people that want it, but they've done the groundwork and they've filtered for the right person who's going to be that kind of person who responds in that manner. So we are looking for, I don't care whether you had a one-night stand or you are 40 years married. We are talking about common respect and decency in treating you well. There are no exclusions, right, to that rule. There are none. Nobody's exempt from doing it, okay? Ooh, I love this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so just remember, women do this stuff too, okay? Got to be fair here. Let's see. After a second dinner, he was very touchy-feely. I said, no, I haven't heard from him since. Heartbreaking. Denise, what do you think he wanted? Do you think he wanted to get to know the wonderful you and see you, and that he was of the same mentality that you were? I think he told you straight up what he wanted, and because you didn't comply, he dumped you like a hot potato. And guess what? You know the truth? You're heartbroken because you imagined. You made a dream. You imagined something else was going to happen. Like if you just paid that entry fee that maybe he'd stay, I want you to fast forward this. Why do you think what he did now, before sex, is going to be any different than what he does after sex? You think it hurts now? Imagine you had sex with him and he does the same thing, because he would. Because you went into the disposable bracket. You know, like a disposable razor blade or a razor or a cup that you throw out, a paper cup. You didn't even go into the recycle bin where he wants to, well, maybe he's going to hook up with you later, keep you in orbit. That somebody else mentioned that before. No, you got put as a disposable from day one. So I would say, not everybody shows this right off the bat, but look for somebody that's got really good morals and values and like is honest, and at least, you know, there are people that cover up. I understand, but for the most part, filter that. The minute you see that, you know exactly what that is. You lost nothing. There should be no heartbreak going on here. The heartbreak that you would have suffered, really suffered, has had you slept with him. Okay. We live in such a weird world. It seems to be so common to ghost, be vague, slowly delay the ending. Or, like, you all have heard my rant on civility. I wish that somebody would ask me to make a rule for society, like a constitutional rule, to be kind and thoughtful, to at least be civil, at least treat each other with respect. And why is it that dating is like, it's okay to be a dick, it's okay to be cruel, it's okay to dismiss them, it's okay to treat them as anything less than a human being? Why, oh why, oh why? Is that okay? It's not okay. Ever. Ever. It's not okay. And the fact that we see it happening, we tend to think that it becomes normalized. So people now respond to ghosting in a cavalier fashion. They're like, oh yeah, I guess I got ghosted, or they ghosted me. And I worry. I want everybody to be resilient, but I also worry about the fact that we are developing thick skin for behavior that should have never happened in the first place. And instead of getting up in arms and not tolerating it, there are many people nowadays that are very clear on what their rights are as human beings, and they're not tolerating anything less. And yet in dating, we think we should. In dating, we think, well, they're, you know, they weren't into it. But no, I think it's equally true. Let me see. Denise Jones. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's lovely. Thank you so much. And let's see, Nafthuza, do you have something else here? Oh, One Love. Hi, $10. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to look for your questions. If you have any, I want to make sure that I'm on point here. Okay, so we've got all of this. Okay, let me keep reading. Yes, we live in a weird world. But when a man approaches and then he's the one dumping, why does he get upset over me ending things with him? He was the one to earn it. Wait, but when a man approaches and then he's the one dumping, why does he get upset over me ending things? Oh, because you did before he did. Well, they're setting you up to leave. Okay, they're trying to wiggle out slowly. They're backpedaling. But, you know, it's human nature. I mean, then when you do it, they're like, well, she did it to me. I mean, they may have set you up to do it, but it's not logical. It's not healthy. And I love the fact, somebody told me this years ago. She said, I asked her about some bizarre behavior from a then guy that I was dating. And she said, Susan, he's not well. This is not normal. She said, thank God you don't understand it. That means the distance from who you are as a person and how you function in a relationship to where he is way over here. And it's so foreign to you that you do not understand it. So that's another thing that nobody talks about. Now that I think about it, I'll talk about it. If you are seeing somebody and their behavior is so strange that you can't begin to figure it out, that should be in and of itself a red flag that this is somebody you don't want. They're playing a game that you don't even understand. And I know that we love as human beings to label and package and process everything because our minds have to put it in a box and have a conclusion for it. Now, I do realize in Breakup Triage, I told you all to do that. You at least have to find one sentence. I don't care. He's crazy. Men have been using this one for years. He doesn't know what he wants. He's not capable of being involved in a relationship. He doesn't have a skill set for me. When we spend more time trying to figure out what they want and what they're doing, that's a no-go relationship. With that springboard, like you're doing a high dive, right? And you want to get enough of a spring to go up. Like, what kind of you're not given a platform to elevate to anything else. You can't get past level of what are they doing? What makes you think that you can add to the dream of the magic of this relationship, that they're going to be something like, oh, but if I do win their love, then maybe it'll be this blissful, wonderful, happy time. It's going to be so amazing. No, same person. What you want is so far from who they are that it will never be possible to get. So what do we say? Keep the dream, replace the person. Yes, and check the merch store for your own reminder in a cup, in a tote bag, in a t-shirt. Okay, let's see what else do we have here. One Love, your question hasn't appeared. Can you type it again? I can't. Oh, it can't exceed 200 characters. That's true. Denise, thank you so much for this. Ghosting is actually a traumatizing experience in some situations, especially painful. I mean, if it's done in a long-term relationship, there is no excuse. What? I worked with a girl. Anybody here in my first group of How to Make Love Work for You? If you were, you know her. I love this client. 4 years. He ghosts her. She thought he was hit by a truck. I mean, ghosts her. And it took him a month and a half to respond. I was like, and why do you want this person? Okay. All right. I read. It is traumatizing. Okay. One Love. That was my question. Could you help me highlight it, please? Oh, good fault. Where's the one question? I'm sorry. One Love. This is my question. Okay, hang on. What is your question? One Love. Oh, my dear, I'm so sorry. I can't find it. Okay. I need my mods to help me on this. This is a question that has 198 words. Pippa. Hi, Susan. You look so gorgeous. You're so sweet. What lipstick are you wearing? Some kind of Lancome thing. And you know what I wear for, a Lancome gloss? I have been using, I think it's Revlon All Day Stay. What happens as I work is not the greatest lighting today. And for whatever reason, in YouTube, when I start the show and then I look at my makeup at the end of the show, it somehow fades. So I put this All Day Stay lipstick on and it just like soaks in and it lasts a long time. And I don't know, but yeah, then a L'Oreal lip gloss over it to make, because it's matte and it's hard. Okay. Can I ask, how do I trust again after being dumped a year ago? I'm finding it really hard because I've been ghosted a lot. Many thanks. Ooh, Pippa, I would love to work with you. We could knock this out in 45 minutes. Maximum, you want an hour, I'll give you an hour. I don't know what you're doing in between. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, but I don't know what it is. And if you were dumped a year ago, Shake that shit off. Can I be real now? Come on, we're far enough into it. Nobody else is going to be listening but the real people here. Just shake it off. It happened. Please, please, please. I wrote about this Not Allowing Magnificence. The knife that impaled you, do not keep it in your body to disable you. Take it out and use it like a shield to empower you. That is your power stick or whatever you want to call it. Take it out. Do not let the horrible pain a year ago still linger, because then they've won. That means they took you down. You never let somebody take you down like that. You pull that thing out and you figure out the quickest way to do this. For me, that has always worked, is find the gem. Find the gift in this situation. You got to dig deep. If you can't, I beg you, please get a consultation with me. We will get that thing out of you. We will do it. One and done. Okay? Then you let that go. Then you come back with a completely different mentality. Because if your mentality is not readjusted after this traumatic experience and you've let it fester inside you and continue to hurt you, you will not be able to have the right energy and the right mindset to meet somebody in a healthier position, because you will still be here where they hurt you or less. And you need to be at the highest position you can be in order to really resonate for all of this. Okay? Okay. I've been ghosted a lot. Okay. I really think the filtration system, you got to tune that one up and keep watching. If you can't do a consultation, I understand, keep coming back. Okay? Nobody should ever feel that they must do that. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? I lied and confessed to a person, but they initially love bombed and slow dumped me. I'm struck as they won't talk to me. Wow, is there anything before that? I lied and confessed to a person. What did you confess? What did you lie about? I need to know what this is. Did you cheat on them? I lied and confessed to a person, but they initially love bombed me and then slow dumped. I'm stuck as they won't talk to me. I do not know the context. When we admit an error to somebody, they won't always be gracious. I've had people call me years later. They either got into a program or they got cancer, they got something, and they call me asking me for forgiveness for their really shitty behavior. And depending upon my mood that day or how much they hurt me, sometimes I will say, I thank you for your call. I am very disappointed, but I'm very proud of you for calling. I mean, it just depends on how big of a person you want to be. But they love bombed you to get you in the gate, and then they dumped you. And I don't know if they dumped you after you told them the truth. Now they won't talk to you. Okay, so let's take it from here, because a lot of the in-betweens, I really need more context. But here's what I do know. They dumped you. The communication was bad. You didn't feel safe to tell them the truth, or you didn't feel safe enough to articulate the truth, or you didn't, whatever happened within you. I don't know what the situation is. Once they dump you and they do not want to talk to you, the only reason you're going back is you either want a good review or you want them to take you back. So this is the part I don't understand. Why do you need what you think you need from them? Dumping you is enough of a comment. It's a pretty strong statement with an exclamation point at the end. So why would you set yourself up for more? You're either trying to retrieve their goodwill and pacify yourself for some future, see them in public and you don't want to act weird. Or, I mean, I've had to do damage control, over somebody that I knew I was going to see in public. I talked about that at the top of the hour. So you're either looking for a good review, which some people just love to not give you. They were hurt. They don't want to give you a good review. They're never going to say, they're going to make up some story about you and they're going to do what they have to do and you just have to go with it. It's going to be their reality and they don't want to lose and their ego is too small. So If they don't want to talk to you, there is no next step. Do not humiliate yourself. Do not grovel. It is what it is. It sounds messed up from the beginning. You know, when you think about the greatest agony that you've had in dating, in your whole dating history, wasn't it the most complicated, confusing, messed up thing that you are struggling every day to figure out what's going on? And in the end, it just like got uglier and uglier and weirder and weirder. And then a breath of like, oh my God, a great day. And then ugly again. And that is a whole thing. That is a template that is very unhealthy and not good for anybody. You can't get good stuff out of bad material. Okay? You can't get good stuff out of bad material. The hopefulness within most of us is desperately trying to create a better reality than the facts that exist. The facts are they're horrible. The facts are nobody's communicating. The facts are you don't know what's going on, and you want to make that a better story. I know. It's lovely, positive thinking, but then you have to be realistic. Why am I putting so much effort into this person that is so bloody difficult? I did a video a long time ago. You guys know I don't do clickbait titles. I don't. And that's a problem. I know. You'd probably see me at the top of your feed every day if I did. And even though once you get there, I'm talking about something different, I did one called, Why Did You Date Someone So Difficult? Because I was asking myself as I was looking at some of my past liaisons, why did I stay with somebody so darn difficult? Right? Why? Why? And then you find the reasons why. You know, you're lonely, you're scared, you're in between, you don't know how to be, you're the only single in your friend group, whatever it is. Okay, so let me move on now. You all are absolutely fabulous. I know there's something underneath here that I didn't see. Katarina K. 250. Thank you, my dear. Choose a partner wisely. Yes, don't rush and don't force a relationship with someone. It will save everyone from unnecessary pain. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much for that contribution. I really do appreciate it. I use 24-hour lipstick. It's awesome. It's strong. When you get it, get a lighter color because I put one on that looked like barely rose and it was like, like that, like, 1940s siren, right? Let's see. Okay, we did that. Thank you so much, Gwyneth. Mwah, you are fabulous. Love you madly. Nafthuza. The worst thing is when a person gently dumps themselves, aka, I like this. Betrays themselves. This is a good twist on this. Our self-love should be a guiding compass in all relationships. I love this. I love this. I love this. What a great comment. I didn't even think about that. Listen, you all inspire me. You are all fabulous. I absolutely love, love, love this comment. Nafthuza, thank you so much. Yes, now maybe we should talk about how we betray ourselves. And I haven't forgotten, I'm going to get to the solution for all these. I know I've described it in all this, but we betray ourselves every day. Thanks. That we love somebody who either is unwilling or unable to love us back. Right? Two things. When we get through all the emotions, it's all just kind of facts on a table with none of the emotional excuses that we want to provide because you can't see it when you're in it. I can't see it when I'm in it. I can see it. I cannot see it. It's human nature. This is why we ask for an outside source to take a look because you're in the middle of it. You can't always see it. But if we are working that hard and it's not working, then we're actually spinning our wheels and betraying ourselves. If we really want a relationship. However, there's another side to this that people don't talk about. Sometimes you kind of want to play at love. You want to be involved. You don't really want to love. You kind of like, I don't know, you're changing careers. You got a lot on your mind, but you want to be in the game. And somehow the drama makes you feel like you're doing something, but you're really not. And that's just treading water. That's another time that you'll put up with this stuff because it's drama. It's emotion. And it gives life highs and lows. It adds a lot of vibrancy, to you Instagram people that are editing your photos. So it adds a lot of vibrancy. Okay, use your imagination to create reality, not escape it. Oh my God, I heard that a couple days ago. That is brilliant. JK, thank you for that. Oh my goodness, love, love, love this. I was delicately dumped after a grim relationship, but I was in love. Oh, JG. Now I know he's not the guy for me. I chased the familiar insecurity I had with my parents. Feels like home isn't always good. Did you see that video that I did? They felt like home, the breakup. It's a powerful feeling when you get it from somebody, but ooh, is that thing addictive? I believe we have a desire to retell the story of our past, which, to be honest, our past is our past, right? We can't change what mommy or daddy did to us or didn't do. So, getting this other person to assist us, if we could just make them love us, if we could make them approve of us, if we could make them proud of us, that maybe we could fix the painful past that we endured. And then certainly no, that doesn't happen. That's brilliant. Thank you for this. Learn your lessons, heal your patterns. Oh my God, I love this. This is like philosophy 401. Like I'm not to entertain unavailable men anymore. Dang it. Okay, what else do we have here? It's imperative to move. Oh, is it imperative to move in before getting married? I'm seeing so many marriages failing and spouses delicately dumping each other under the garb of it's just not working. Okay, you're asking a very individual question, depending upon your religious background, your society that you're growing up in, and what you think your value system is. For many of us in the Western world, living together would be kind of the dry run of what it would like to be married. For other people in their society, it is not permissible to do so, and many of you don't even know each other to begin with. But as to your comment about the disposable nature of marriages, yes. But that is independent of living together first or being married. That is a lack of partnership skills. So that in marriage, when you go from the oblivion of the pink bubble to suddenly the real deal, which is replicated in a relationship, right? Now you're living with the person, now you're interacting, now you're seeing they don't pay the bills on time, they don't feed the dogs, they're just not there, they want to play video games, or they're out with their girls drinking or whatever, and you're seeing this other side of them going, you're supposed to be my spouse, okay? And they're not trying anymore in their relationship because they got you whatever it is, or they get bored. They want variety now. Now they thought they wanted to be married, now they're not sure. So what happens is people give up because they don't want, I'm not into it. I'm not happy. So they didn't take the commitment seriously. So I think, Sankit, if you back this up, either the relationships were arranged, or they didn't know each other well enough, or they immediately got married and again didn't know each other well enough, and then they decided, oh my God, I don't like this person, or they felt under duress to marry because other people got there and went, this isn't right for me, and that's real, or got there and just realized it's hard. I have to talk. I'm not always happy. I have to compromise. I have to think about them, right? You got to have a skill set for a relationship, and all this, as boring as it sounds, is based upon communication. Set the structure from the beginning. Set your template, set your desired goals. Don't worry if they take that information and love bomb you and tell you, oh, I want it too, and then they fail you. At least you've done your work. We can't be less. We cannot be less, because when the right person comes along, if you have amended yourself downward to meet the chaos that's out there, and you have learned the bad tricks and the amending downward for these people, then by the time you get a real person, they're not even going to see you, because energetically you won't even be on their radar, because you will have got so much pollution in your whole system of not knowing what good and healthy is anymore, that they'll go right past you. Okay? Sounds like a lot of people love, love, love. It's a really great idea. I agree. Men love the idea of me, but most can't handle me. Boy, do I hear that one a lot. So many people are in such a rush. I recommend being more observant. Love, love, love these questions. Okay. Uh, Now, unless anybody else has a super chat, I'm going to cut to the chase as to what you should do if this is happening to you. Okay? To make sure it never happens in a dating situation, set up honesty from the beginning. Use your words. I have a model for you, but I want you to do your words in your language. Don't talk like Susan because they're going to go, oh my God, is that Susan Winter doing this? Because I've had people say their partners say, oh God, your talk just like that girl, that blonde lady on TV or whatever. So so here's the thing. In the beginning, let your partner know that you would rather have the down and dirty truth, diplomatically stated, than to believe a lie. And that the kindest thing that the two of you can do is to negotiate, to be honest, because new relationships are glitchy and go through weird assumptions and fears and time lags. And sometimes you think you're being discarded because they don't get back to you, but they're thinking, oh, I should play it cool, but they didn't tell you. So there's a lot of stuff. So let your partner know from the jump that you need honesty and that you honor it coming from them, and promise them, and you have to follow through on this, that you will not become reactive, crazy man, crazy girl, crazy person, and like slash their tires and tear up their clothes, but it's what they don't tell you that they falsely lead you to believe that will be so uncomfortable. So set it up from the beginning. If you haven't got this in your relationship, if it's kind of like there, but you never formally stated it, I think at a certain point in your relationship, you should actually have the talk about the talk and say, it's working so well for us and we get along and our communication is great. But I want us to always know that we can be safe to share whatever we're feeling. And in a dating situation, in a prolonged situation, you kind of need to acknowledge the possibility of stuff happening. I've always done this in the very beginning. And I figured out, given the person, given the time and space where I was, and given what I wanted at that time and what we were capable of doing, I have considered how I would frame this. It is different for everyone. But I would say, if the time comes that you feel that you are no longer interested, that for some reason or other you don't feel attracted, that somebody else has caught your attention, that you are yearning to go experience something that you clearly know cannot be experienced here, I would ask you to do the following out of respect for me, and I will do the same for you. This is simply damage control up front, okay? It's preparing for chaos. I would say something like, let us know that we can talk about it first. If there's something that I'm doing or not doing, or something you want to experience, before you just assume I'm going to say no, at least talk to me about it, okay? So I can understand. I may be more open-minded, I might be more flexible, or I might be more interested than you even imagine. So don't assume that you know my mind. And don't assume that and conversely, don't assume that everything will be okay and just go ahead and do it. I want to just make sure. Is there one more thing here? Wait. Oh, Cosmic Dancer. 10. Thank you so much. I saw that coming up. And if I ever miss one of these contributions, please know that I will go back in and I'll look at the feed. Sometimes I don't see it because I'm in the middle of talking, but I will go back in and thank you at the very top of the replay on this. I will put it in caps that I thank you. And I hope I haven't missed anybody else. If I have, I am terribly sorry. Okay, we've got that. Thank you so much. Right, so we're setting up conversations. Okay, reciprocation is normal and expected. Eva, you're right. So when we set up the environment that it's safe for them, yeah, that should be the starting point of great communication. And in great communication, if they know that they're safe, they'll have less of an excuse to ghost you. Okay? Because if they know that they're safe and they know that they can talk to you, they know that you will be a rational person and not come after them with a butter knife or something or trash them on social media, then they've got no excuse given the right that you said we agreed to these rules, right? Do you agree to them as well? What is this? Oh, $4.99. JK, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Oh, hi. I love that. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I like to do the damage control before the damage occurs. And that is setting up the structure. If any of you are in this right now and you feel that somebody is pulling away from you, one, there was probably never enough of an agreement as to it's safe to talk, I'm guessing. Okay, so we can fix that next time around. Two, they're done. I know you don't want that. And I'm sorry to have to pull the thank you so much. I know you don't want to pull the Band-Aid. Oh my God, again, what do we have here? Jillian, $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made it back and there's still some time left. Jillian, we are here for you, whatever you want to say. Cosmic Dancer, you are certainly welcome. I love all of you. Yeah, that was cool. It came off my apps purchase. So cool. My brother gave me an Apple gift card. So cool. JK, thank you. So you spent your apps gift card on me. I love this. I love this. If someone is pulling away, I start singing Let It Go from Frozen. Beautiful. If they're pulling away, I know again, it is human nature to grab back what's leaving. I understand that. This is where we have to know who we are and see that it's our human nature and our reactivity jumping in to do something kind of stupid that we don't need to do. And it's not going to benefit us, right? Okay, what do we have? Oh, this is so cute, that little thing. Oh my gosh, I've got all these wonderful things. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, so if I answered your question, you really don't want back somebody who wants to be gone. And beyond this, you need to understand that if they don't care enough to just be straight with you, they're not man enough, woman enough, human enough for you to be involved with, because they didn't sort something out and they didn't come to the table as clean and as skilled as you are. So there is no excuse. All right. God bless you, Susan. Thank you, James Miller. I'm so happy to have you here. I loved having a mixed crowd. I love having people from all different genders, all different backgrounds. I love it. I don't specialize. I know people do very well that specialize, like women that talk to men that talk to women, women for women. I love the diversity of all the questions because they all go under the blanket. Everybody's the same. We're dealing with human nature. They call me a relationship expert, but all we're talking about is something happened, something hurts, what happened, how do I fix it, how can I make myself better, how's a better way for me to handle this next time? It's just human nature, right? This is all we're doing. Jillian says, if someone is leaving, rest assured that someone more suitable for you is on their way to take their place. Yes. How many times in your history have you held on to something that is dead and or dying, only to realize that you suffered along with this ending and nobody was happy? They weren't happy. You weren't doing them a favor. They weren't doing you a favor. And then you meet somebody after you've kind of sorted yourself out and gotten your glow back. And then you realize, oh my God, I could have been here so much earlier. I didn't have to suffer so badly. Okay, everybody, we're at the end of our hour. I thank you for putting up with me with the poor lighting. I was not about to pack tripods and lighting equipment into my suitcase for this. Let's see. Oh, Sheila, thank you for this message. Sheila, you are welcome. Garima. Yeah, I've done the discussions and arguments when he told me he doesn't want me, doesn't work. Let them go. Learned it the hard way. Well, we learn, right? In the beginning, we don't know, but now you know. And every week we come here, I thank all of you for helping each other out. Gwyneth and B, whom I adore, 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 make this a safe environment for all of you to talk. This is why I have the moderators, so that you are always comfortable here. Nobody should be offending anybody. We're all in the same place. And I can see All I can see is your light, Susan. Oh, JK, mwah, I love that day. So thank you, everyone. Again, it was called today Delicate Dumping, and it's actually cruel, okay? And I think it's good that you know the terms and let's see, how to handle the thought that they will be the better changed person in their next relationship. Okay. No more super chat. I will end with this. And I do appreciate this. And I know that I can't be the only one that does that because I call that putting salt in the wound. This is the fantasy that we concoct in our minds. That next one, they're going to be better. Next relationship, they're going to take off the clothes I bought them, the stuff I taught them, the whatever, the pearls I gave her. She's going to wear it for the next man, whatever, the things that we explored sexually. She's going to take all those skills to somebody else. He's going to take, they're going to love them. They couldn't love me. What a fantasy. Based on what? Based on what? Your fear. You're letting your fear make you crazy. Okay? And you've totally excluded yourself. Like Jillian would back me up on this. Why do you think you can't have a better relationship? It's only them. They're going to leave you and give this next person all the love that you didn't get. We always think that. And they might meet somebody with whom they resonate, but that doesn't mean they just weren't right for you. Okay? And we cannot hold on to something that doesn't suit us, match us, work with us, edify us, honor us. We cannot. It is not a service to you. So most times that people think that, it never happens because they're the same person with the lack of skill set that walks into another relationship with somebody new. And it's great for the beginning until it gets real. And then that person will encounter what you did, because when it gets real, they don't know how to handle it. And so they just switch partners. That's the easiest thing, right? Oh, I don't like this anymore. I'm discontent. I'm going to get a new partner. That'll make it better. Never work on themselves. Never change what's going on with them. So you didn't lose anything. Please, please try to figure that one out for yourself, because that's really true. It is self-inflicted pain. You got enough to deal with. It's a fantasy that never comes true. And the odd chance that it does, it doesn't mean that you will not have the same positive outcome in the future. Everyone, thank you for your time today. Thank you for your wonderful commentary. Bea and Gwyneth, thank you so much. I didn't want to miss the show, even though I'm traveling. Brian Pablo, glad you're here. Sorry, everyone. Gwyneth, see you next week, everybody. Thank you so much. Everyone, Mark, nice to see you here. E.T., Judith, Tamara, everybody. Nathusa, thank you. Thank you, all of you that contributed to Super Chat. I will be here next week for you. Adore all of you. Jillian, thank you, everyone. Bea, Gwyneth, see you next time. Bye, Luke. Bye, everybody.